Hi, beautiful. Mary from Oregon sent in a question that I'm going to answer for today's video of how to be happy. It's a common problem that Mary brings up. She asked the following question: how do I bring love to a situation at work where people are messing up, attacking, stuck in ego without being a doormat? So essentially, there's some conflict happening at work, there's some mess ups happening. I want to show up in love, but I don't want to be mistreated or scapegoated. And this is a great question. And honestly, it applies to family life too. Friendships, family, work, any human relationship. Essentially, it's about how do I show up in love for the highest good of all without shooting myself in the foot? And the answer, big picture, is pretty simple. Put down your judgment gun, because you can't shoot someone else or yourself in the foot if you simply put it down. And how do you put it down? You refuse to judge anyone. Ego wants us to always be on the lookout for mess ups and mistakes so that we can assign blame and figure out who's the problem, and then we can judge them and condemn them. Higher self, that higher aspect of you that's connected to love, it doesn't care who's at fault, because it isn't looking to assign blame. It is what it is, and it's looking to elevate the situation in whatever way possible. In practical terms, it looks like this. At the end of the day, in any relationship, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Because sometimes you don't get both. And happy people, they don't go around trying to make other people feel like crap. That's a fact. Happy people are not scared that if they don't hurry up and assign blame, then, oh no, someone else might do it and they might scapegoat me. You know, that's how ego thinks. It's like, I gotta hurry and blame somebody before I get blamed. The happy people know that whatever comes up, they can handle it. They can handle their part in it, and they can let go of the rest. So be responsible, but don't be over responsible. Show up as much as you can to elevate the situation, but do not sit around worrying about the things that you have no control over. I like to say that worrying is like praying for problems, because it's where attention goes, energy flows. If you're just focusing on problems, you're generating problems, you're amplifying problems, and that depletes your energy and it clouds your mind. It makes it even harder to resolve the actual core issue. And now there's more conflict, there's more side problems that we've inadvertently generated by trying to assign blame. If other people are losing it and they're going into judgment, anger, lack, fear, honestly, that's none of your business. Look at what you can do to comfort and encourage them if you can. And if they want you to do something that you're simply not comfortable with, you can state that. Say something along the lines of, I can't promise that, or I'm not comfortable doing that, but here's what I will do. And then tell them how you're willing and able to contribute. It's that simple. And then keep your word. And of course, communicate clearly all along the way. If something unforeseen comes up that makes it so you can't keep your commitment, at least let them know what you are doing, where things are at. Clear communication can resolve a lot. No one expects you to be perfect, but we all are capable of clear communication. And if you need more time to assess what your role is and how you can actually help this individual without overpromising or getting yourself into trouble, I love this. I use this all the time in my businesses. I say, I'll look into all of our options and I'll follow up with you on Friday. Or, you know what? I need some time to look into that, but I will follow up with you. And then make sure that you actually keep your word, look into it, and follow up. As Miguel Ruiz says in his wonderful book, The Four Agreements, being impeccable with your word ultimately makes your life more satisfying and meaningful. Because people will trust you and they'll listen to you. And your opinion will matter to them because they know you're a person of integrity. And you don't have to worry about if other people keep their word or not. You can definitely set a healthy boundary with people who aren't honest with you and don't follow through. And you can say, this is my boundary. If you do X, then I will do Z. But it's not your job to control other people. It can't. It can't be, and it never will be. If you work with decent human beings, then chances are they're going to at least be willing to hear you out if you have a genuine concern and you bring it to them in a kind, approachable way. Tell them how you feel if you need to. If there are unacceptable things happening, you can voice that. But don't make threats that you aren't going to keep, because that's actually the opposite of a healthy boundary. Most of the time. There are exceptions to this, but by and large, the overwhelming majority of the time, the people around you need your encouragement way more than they need your condemnation. So give them some grace for having screwed up. Chances are they know they did. You give them that grace and you're now their favorite human being. And what goes around comes around. Maybe one day you'll be the one who made the mistake. So my advice is treat them now the way you want to be treated then. And that will help you build a team that supports each other instead of tears each other down. Another rule of thumb that I strictly adhere to as much as possible: do not speak ill of other people ever. You can recite pertinent facts when necessary or asked, but leave the eye rolls and the subtle digs out of it. Karma is real. If you want a life of grace, then you need to give the people around you grace, because what goes around comes around. Mary, you say that they're messing up, and indeed, I'm not going to argue with you. You know the situation better than I do. There probably have been some mistakes made. And making mistakes is how all human beings learn at some point or another. And maybe they have to make the mistake more than once to really drive home the lesson. And I'm sorry that it's impacting you. Just because they made a mistake or did something differently than you did, that does not make them less of a human being or less deserving of your love and compassion. And I know you know this, or you wouldn't have asked this beautiful question. So I'm just here to help you remember to take the high road, set those healthy boundaries when necessary, and always, always remember that the best communication is always both kind and honest. You cannot have one without the other. Be honest, but as you deliver that honesty, make sure you're being positive, gentle, and kind in your delivery. And then you'll be able to hold your head high, knowing that you did your part. And you can leave the rest to life to handle. Leave it to God. You are only responsible for you. Do your part, do your best, and let go of the rest. I'm sending you love, Mary. And for anyone watching this, if you've gotten any value out of this video, please like the video, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much. I'm Beck Sato. I'll see you soon. Love you.